yeah, before okay, going to discuss the today's concept, I just want to create one more project. Okay, by the time the project is created, we can finish the discussion related to the topics that we are going to discuss. All right, yeah. So the first, let us go to our okay, this thing. Yeah, I want to create herd operations. Okay, farmer herd operations I want to, yeah, here this is my, you know, folder. Okay, this is my folder where I'm going to create all the files. So ng new, okay, farmer, okay, herd operations. Herd means C for creating, U for update, or for reading, D for delete. So herd operations are something like this. Herd operations, which herd operations? HTTP herd operations. All right, yeah, this is the project name. This is optional, just for understanding purpose. If you want to refer anytime, okay, what we can do is we can open this project directly by looking at this folder name or project name. That's fine. Meanwhile, we have to start discuss the topics that we are going to discuss today. Okay, so let us start with you know, yeah. So now we can go to here. Yeah, what I would like to do to here is I want to take some, okay, farm in the, okay, maybe like farmers farm. I would like to take farmers farm, and then I want to create I want to use bootstrap css as well. Okay, I would like to use bootstrap css. Using bootstrap css, I want to create a farm. Inside the farm, farmer name, farmer phone number, and farmer WhatsApp number. I have three things available. Okay, what user has to do is, user is good, yeah, after entering these details, then submit button is going to be clicked. Okay, when user submits the data, then what happens next? It goes to, it has to go to, okay, it will go to, okay, so component class, a method. So here in the method, okay, of course we have to use, okay, so even we can apply validations also, later we can see that. Method, from the method, we have to call rest service, we have to call rest service. Okay, until then here you may take like this line is backend, sorry, this is front end, and this is going to be, this is front end, and this is going to be the back end. What happens in the background backend application, we really don't know. We really don't need to know, because we are, now we are up to, okay, front end part only. So from here we are going to call this backend by using URL. That's it. Then based on the URL, okay, we are going to get the data. Okay, see here guys, we are going to get the data, and then we are going to display such data. Important data or information is going to be displayed to the user. Here in this case, what we need to do is, okay, we are going to take a form. Okay, for the form we have to take a form group, and then form controls, multiple form controls I have to create. Okay, multiple form controls, you have to create multiple form controls. Okay, once multiple form controls are available, form group is available, okay, then what you can do is, you can take the form group object, you can take the form group object, and then you can take the data, and then we are going to call a rest service to send the data to the backend by using URL. Of course, we need to call one URL that can be called as REST service. Okay, just REST service, it's a, we just have to call this URL. Okay, as well as the data entered by the user. Okay, see here guys, the data I have to enter. Okay, that is the one. Okay, and then what method I have to use? Yeah, of course we need HTTP client, right? We need a HTTP client object, HTTP client dot, okay, what is that? HTTP client dot subscribe method, HTTP client dot post method. I have to use post method, and then I have to provide data in it. I have to data in it. Okay, you see here guys, HTTP object. Okay, this is going to be, okay, this is going to be something like this, post data. So HTTP dot post, and then we need to say this. okay, whatever data you are here, the data is going to be saved into the, okay, backend. Okay, now this is going to be called REST services. This REST service will go, yeah, will do something in the background, and it is going to save the data into the backend. And then we need to display to the user what, if it is successful, then we need to display that yes, successfully saved. If it is not successfully saved, then we need to display that something went wrong, or please contact admin. Such kind of okay, error related information needs to be displayed to the user. Okay, needs to be displayed, okay, into the, okay, this one. All right, yeah, this is what, this is going to be the application, front end application. This is going to be the HTML, and this is going to be the component class. Okay, these things we need to work out. Yeah, so let us start this one. Okay, first of all, first step is what to happen like this, to save the data into the backend. Okay, to save the data into the backend, what kind of information that we need to do is, yeah, the first one is, okay, creating a form. Creating a form. Okay, creating a form. Okay, the next step is, okay, if you observe carefully, creating a form, right? Once the form is created, we need to, okay, we need to call REST to save the data. To save the data, of course, creating the form using reactive modules approach, reactive forms. Okay, reactive forms data. Okay, it will be like creating a form, call REST to save the data. Okay, now creating a form, and something like creating a form, okay, call REST to save the data. Okay, call REST, call REST to save the data. Okay, to save the data, we have to call the REST service, and then while saving whatever data entered in this form, we need to save it. So I have decomposed into, okay, two parts to complete this particular save kind of activity. And then if you want to do this, okay, first of all, I'm going to focus on creating form. Remember that, follow the steps, okay, that I am doing, so that it will be easy for you understanding, as well as while working also it will be easy. Okay, so think like how I'm thinking, okay, how I am following to solve any problem. So yeah, just observe the, okay, thought process, okay, so that you can learn something, how to solve some kind of problems and all. So I just decompose it. That is the, okay, the technique that I'm going to use. Of course, it's not my technique, it's a generalized technique. Any problem that we face, we need to divide it. Problem means requirement has to be divided into multiple parts. Now we need to focus on every part. Okay, once one after another, we need to finish all the parts, then we need to integrate those parts. Okay, so that's how we need to okay, do any kind of requirements and all, because we are going to get requirements like a story. Okay, in a real time, that can be called as story. That story is combination of multiple requirements. When you read the story, that contains so many requirements, so that what you need to do is, you need to divide the story into multiple requirements. Again, each requirement is combination of multiple okay, multiple activities. You have to focus on each activity. Okay, you have to focus on each activity. All right, yeah, let us coming to here, coming to here, focus on creating the form. Now, to create the form, I would like to use bootstrap form. Okay, I want to use bootstrap form. To use bootstrap, what I need to do, I need to install bootstrap related stuff. Or what I can do, I can import some statements, right? Yeah, what statements you can import, even that is also. Okay, okay, just bootstrap for, yeah, anything, yeah, just open that. I just really want to get a small okay, get started our example. You can go to the example. Okay, just see here, guys, I'm going to copy these links. See here, these are the links required. Okay, just for these links only I came here. Don't worry about it. If you save somewhere, you can use it. Yeah, we can install Bootstrap in 2 ways, right? So now I'm showing you the second approach. You can use any one of the approach. Second approach is very quick approach, right? You can do it very easily. And coming to here, go to the index.html. Okay, no, it's not the right project. We have to import the new project, right? Yeah, go to here. What I will do, I will go to open folder. Where is our folder? Sample HTTP form HTTP code operation former, right? Yeah, former HTTP. So now, all right. Yeah, now coming to here, the next step is going to index.html. Here in the index.html, in the header part, you can paste the URLs that I have copied from w3schools.com, one of the example. Okay, you don't need to go to w3schools.com. Yeah, you just have to provide this URL wherever you want to get it. You can get it, or you can save somewhere and then you can use it whenever you require. Okay, that is also fine with this thing, this step. Okay, 1 second, guys. 1 second. Right. So once we have provided this links, let us go to, okay, you can close it and you can go to app component. I want to use app component here and then remove the code that it is already available here. The immediate next step is I want to create a form. Okay, that form should contains, okay, what are the things, guys? Input. Okay, input, of course, form. Okay, to create the form, bootstrap form, right? We are looking for bootstrap form. Yeah, I have already here bootstrap form is there. Yeah, you can go to the bootstrap form and check it out. Whatever kind of form that you have, you can check it out. First way, first way is better. Okay, just for get comfortable with this one. Okay, first way is better. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Where is the form? Form. Okay, yeah. Let us take one of the form here and then go to, yeah, I just want to take like this form. Oh, remove this action and all. This is not required for us. They have taken some email address. And what are the things I have to take from the former? Okay, I don't want to take even ID also. Okay, don't take ID for now. Take username or former name. To be specific, the label name is former name, and then placeholder is also, you can take like former name, you can take former name and former name. Okay, the next one is phone number. Placeholder is also phone number. We don't want this checkbox for now. Phone number, yeah. What else you have? WhatsApp number. Okay, let it be WhatsApp number. You can take like this. This is a simple form I have created. Okay, just I did not connect with the I did not connect with okay. I did not connect with farm controller farm group yet. I just want to see whether this is coming or not. For that, I just want to run it. CD okay to run the application, to run the front end application. So we have former CURD operation application. So CLS clear the screen and then say ng serve. You say ng serve. Okay, select yes. Let us resume the recording and then come back to here. Okay, go to localhost. Okay, farmer name, phone number, and WhatsApp number. Yeah, sure, sure, sure. In a while, I'm going to take it. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for telling me. Okay, right. So you have farmer name, phone number, and then WhatsApp number, right? This is going to be the, this one. Just form I have taken. Now I would like to make this form like a reactive forms module. To use reactive forms module, what you need to do, you need to use the module called reactive forms module. And reactive forms module depends on what? Okay, forms module. So you have to import both the modules. Where you need to import it, we are writing this code. We are writing this code in which module? App module. So we have to go to the app module and then we have to go to import statements. We have to import forms module, forms module. Okay, if forms module is not okay, it is not helping us to provide forms module directly. So that what we need to do is, okay, you can write down the code at the rate angular slash forms. You can go to this package and then in this particular package you can say forms module as well as reactive forms module, and then copy these two things and then provide in this imports array. Okay, this array is available inside this ng module. All right, this module import is happened. The import that is done now. To implement reactive forms module, let us go to where I want to go to app component class. App component class. I want to call app component class. Okay, app component class. When you see this app component class, okay, here I want to create a forms group. What former? Okay, for formats form group. Okay, I would like to take the name like this and then okay, forms group. Forms group, I can take forms group. Okay, otherwise what you can do is forms, okay, form group. Okay, if it is not showing that, what you need to do, import, okay, from, okay, at the rate angular forms, you can take like this. Here what is that we need? Forms group. Okay, we need forms group, form group, and then form control, form control. Okay, these are the two classes are required here. And then first let us create a form group object. Form group, we say new form group. Okay, I'm going to form group, not control, form group, say and then form group take what? It's take JSON. inside the JSON, we have, it is going to take some values over here. What kind of values we need to take? So if you observe carefully, we need three values. What is that? Name is one. Okay, for this, let us create one form control. Form control. Okay, so right now I am not providing any validations or initial value for this form control. Next, name. What else we need to take? What else we need to take? Number, phone number, phone. You can take new form control. Okay, this is also one another form control. WhatsApp, new form control. New form control. Whenever you see this name, phone, WhatsApp, okay, these kind of things are available here. If you observe this one, okay, yeah, now, okay. So let us look at it, guys. A form group, we have created the form group object, right? The next one is, okay, the next one is the important thing that we need to observe here is we need to, okay, take this property and then we need to assign this property to the form, okay, yeah, here, okay. So let us, okay, attach, okay, let us attach this form group to, okay, for the form, and then form control for the one form control and one form field. Okay, this can be called as field and this can be called as form control. We have to attach like this. How to attach? Using the directives. Okay, what is the directives we need to use? Something like okay, form group equal to, what is the property name that we have here? Okay, form group. Okay, okay, now we need to take form control, of course. For the form group, we have the property farmer form group property. For form controls, we have no properties. That's why we should not say property binding. We have to assign normally. Form control name. For the form control name, use name for this. That's it. Okay, farmer group, farmer farm group, and farm group. Yeah, see here, guys. This is going to be the relationship that I have established. Let us, okay, check it out. You have any errors? Okay, here are in the, okay, inspect, check it in the console. If we see any errors, then we can fix them right now itself. Okay, so no errors I see. Okay, it's a, you know, this is a warning. That's fine. Okay, it's not a problem. Okay, now coming back to the screen. Okay, now we need to think like, yeah, anybody. Okay, so we are not using property binding because we don't have properties. We are not taking properties. See, this is not the property. If you observe carefully, name, phone, WhatsApp, these three things are not related to properties. These are keys and values inside the form group. Okay, so if this is also a property, then we can use property binding. All right, so but this is a property. That's why for the form group we can use this as a property binding, but these are not properties. These are the key and values inside the form group. So that's why you should not use, okay, property binding here. We have to tell something like that, what this is related to form control name, so that it will take the name from this group. It will go to this group and then it will find out the form control object. Okay, so remember that. All right. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing that we need to understand here is, we need to take a button, right? When you click on it, we need to call, and we need to take this data, and then we need to send this data to, okay, backend, right? Before calling backend, let us take one method here. So what is that? Click event and then submit. I'm going to take the method called submit. Okay, submit method I am taking. So take the submit method. Take the submit method. Here in the submit method, what I need to do? Here in the submit method, so say console.log, okay, console.log. I want to display the data which user has provided in the console. That's it, the first step. Once the first step is done, then I can send the data to the backend. Okay, you can take form group. Okay, I want to read the data. So what I can do is form group dot, okay, I'm going to say value. See here guys, whatever data available in this form group, I don't want to take each value. I want to take all values in the form of JSON. So form group dot value gives you JSON. Okay, so I'm not taking value individually from form control, but rather what I'm doing, I'm reading JSON data directly from the form group. Okay, that JSON contains key and values, name, phone, and WhatsApp. Right after doing this, okay, so it's a time to, 1 second guys, 1 second. Oh, fine guys. Okay, let us, okay. Now take the submit button. Yeah, console.log, and if whenever you see this dot formats group, it is going to be displayed. Yeah, let's check it out. This is the first step that I would like to do it. And then, yeah, so once after reading this, I would like to check whether the data is coming to the, okay, yeah, coming to the console or not, whatever data user enters, and then whenever user clicks on submit button. Okay, so we are expected to display the data inside the console. Okay, we have to see the data in the console once after clicking on the submit button. Okay, so that is our okay expectation. Yeah, let's clear the console. Okay, so that it will be so visible to, it will be clean. Okay, for checking out our this one. So maybe like farmer, and then phone number, maybe like, okay, so, oh, it is looking like password. Why? Because let me change it right now. Okay, because this is a type is password, it's not password. We need to take text, we have copy pasted, right? That's right. Okay, and then provide this also, this one. Okay, now coming to here again, yeah, let us clean this again, and then provide some phone number and some other WhatsApp number, and click on submit. See here guys, yeah, we are able to see this information here. All right guys, the data can be seen here. Okay, this is going to be seen. Open the something, all these values are available, right? Yeah, this is going to be done. Okay, so the new thing is that okay, fine, we are taking formats form group, right? Now what is the next thing that I need to do? Okay, so no new extra point that I have discussed until now today. Only we have taken form, this one which is already discussed. Okay, everybody knows about it. Now we have to integrate. Okay, and we need to call the REST service from here. To call the REST service, if you observe carefully, before calling any REST service, my suggestion is go to the, okay, Postman or okay, similar tools. Okay, not only Postman, you may take any other ARC like any other things. Test it first. Whatever service you are using, whatever service that you want to use, okay, whatever REST service you are using, meaning that URL, test it from the Postman, then you'll be okay comfortable doing those things, guys. Okay, otherwise you don't know, if you get error, you don't know what is that error, whether backend error or your code error, you cannot identify easily. So that's why I always suggest, before using any URL, okay, first test it and then start using it. Okay, what is the URL that I want to use? I'm going to show you that URL is, okay, let us go URL. To check the URL, where is the documentation that we have? Swagger, right? Yeah, we have the Swagger already open. No. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'm going to open here localhost. I have to verify 929010 Swagger. Here, go to the farmer controller. In the farmer controller, there is a, save. Yeah, this is the save. See here, guys, this is going to be the save. Okay, this is going to be the save. Okay, I want to use this URL. This is the URL, of course. Before that, we have to use localhost 9010. After that, we need to use, okay, profarmer save. And if I want to call, what is the method I have to use? Post. Okay, okay, what kind of data I have to send? Yeah, let's see here, guys. Yeah, this is the data. The keys and values are very, very important. If you observe, the keys, okay, and values should be very important. Yeah, copy this URL and then go to, okay, copy this data. Yeah, first of all, copy the URL. Copy the URL and go to here and provide it, yes. So make sure properly provided the URL, and then select the post. It's already post, and then go to the body. Okay, click on body. Okay, here in the body, so you may select, okay, you may select, okay, raw, or you can select anything, yeah, like this, and then remove the data which is already available. Okay. Oh, this data, oh, sorry, this is the one. Okay, why? Because this is the request body. Okay, yeah, check it out, guys, while you are taking. This is response body. I cannot change it, but request body can be changed. Okay, this, select the body and then provide here. Which one I have to use? The sample. You can come to here, go to here, click on this, and then coming to here. Okay, copy this particular one. Okay, ID, name, phone, WhatsApp, such kind of things are available here. Phone, WhatsApp, okay, these kind of things are going to be provided. Okay, ID is not required. Yeah, remember that we are testing, before using it, we are testing it. Okay, name is what? Data type is string default. You can provide any name. Okay, name can be sample, okay, or farmer 123. And the phone number, it's a number. You don't need to provide double quotes or single quotes. WhatsApp number, also a number. Yeah, so you can provide like this. Now, if you take like this and if you click on the send, okay, before sending, check it out. The method name, URL, and the JSON. Okay, from where I got it, key and values. Okay, value is not predefined. We have to provide our own values, but this is going to be coming from where, guys? Okay, Swagger. I got it from Swagger. Yeah, let me click on the send. Now, yeah, coming down, you can see 201. Yes, the farmer 123 got, okay, created. If the status is 201, now we are good to go. Okay, now it's all right. Okay, you can use this URL in our application. Okay, guys, yeah, the testing is done. Okay, now we can use this REST service from the front end application. All right, yeah.